Hi, I'm Neil Shaw with the law firm of Shaw and Associates, a law firm dedicated to protecting your family, your business, and your legacy. A question I get often is, what is probate? And that question is usually followed up with, how do I avoid probate? I always find it interesting that somebody wants to avoid something without fully knowing what it is. When somebody's passed away with assets to their name and they have survivors, they're forced to go through a court process to determine who gets what. Generally, these people who receive assets are beneficiaries. The act of going to court to appoint the right person to distribute the assets and then notifying the next of kin, well, that whole act of going through court and notifying the next of kin and filing the appropriate estate tax returns, that's commonly referred to as probate. Now, is probate something you need to avoid or something you want to avoid? The answer to that, just like most legal questions, is it depends. Factors will go into whether or not probate is something that you want to avoid. Usually it's stuff like questions like, what assets did you own at the time of death? Or did the deceased own at the time of death? What are the specific laws of probate in that particular state? Every state's a little different. Is privacy something that's important to the person who is doing the planning? And the assets that somebody owns at the time of their death is an important factor because different assets are transferred differently. For some kinds of assets, like real estate, for example, state laws might require that the person winding up the affairs, or the executor, has to jump through more hoops than others. Some of these assets are going to require valuations and other complicated steps. Avoiding probate in those cases might be something that you want to do. Maybe you want to simplify the probate process. In some states, probate laws are stricter than in other states. The more strict the probate laws, obviously, the more you want to avoid probate. And then finally, much like many court actions, probate is a public process. Now, for some people, that's not a big deal. But for others, they don't want nosy neighbors, business partners, disgruntled family, or just people who just don't have anything better to do, to have access to the same public record document that lets people know who gets what. If somebody's determined that probate avoidance is a goal, after weighing all these factors, well, there are appropriate ways to avoid probate. It could be trusts, it could be the way you title your assets, and it could be the nature of your assets. I'm Neil Shaw with the law firm of Shaw and Associates, a law firm dedicated to protecting your family, your business, and your legacy. Look forward to speaking with you soon.